Yo, what's good? This your boy Cam for Soulsimplicity.com. Appreciate you guys coming here to check me out on my blog as I talk about the rise and the success of Soul Simplicity and all that good stuff. Every now and then, I like to share my thoughts on things and so forth, what's going on in the industry and types of music and, fashion and all that good stuff. So, again, appreciate you here coming here to check me out on my blog. Today I kind of wanted to talk about something in particular that I'm surprised that I hadn't talked about it before as long as I've been doing the blogs. And I wanted to talk about substance versus selling out. Now, you guys always hear me talk about substance, things of substance, meaning, and when I say things of substance, I mean things of, an individual who really knows their craft, the creative energy and everything it takes behind producing, whatever it's music, whatever it's fashion, whether it's art, I'm influenced by that, and I appreciate, the craftiness and the work that goes behind a project and so forth. And so I've always talked about that, but I've never actually talked about when you consider selling out. And that can go a long ways when you say selling out. And when I mean selling out, I mean what they call mainstream media or a commercial effort. You know what I'm saying? So when I say selling out, that's what I mean. So I want to talk about that. I just want to share some thoughts on the whole theory of selling out, substance versus selling out. And why is it when someone does well coming out of, their roots, coming from the underground roots up until you begin to get commercial success, how is that considered selling out? You know what I mean? And one of my biggest fears, one of the things that, maybe it's maturity level, maybe me being in the business or working on Soul Simplicity, my whole frame of mind is starting to change with a lot of things. But I'm beginning to wonder, when is it come a point where a person is selling out based off of, their achievements, seeing the success of their fruits of labor, what can a person do to not be considered a sellout? You know what I'm saying? And reason why I thought about this, because I was watching Shark Tank. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Shark Tank, the show that comes on ABC. One of my favorite shows. And one of the what it is you have 5 investors. If you're not familiar with the show, you have 5 investors on the show, and you have a person or a potential business person. You have this potential business guy that comes on there, and they're basically offering a stake of their company and an investment deal from the 5 investors that are on the show. Now, Damon John, if you guys are familiar with Damon John, he's one of the co-founders of FUBU, and he's actually on it. He's one of the investors. He's pretty much a billionaire. He's gone beyond FUBU, and he's doing other bigger and better things or so forth. But anyway, he's on the show, and what's cool about him is the fact that he's able to transition from doing streetwear into doing other things. Some people might consider that a sellout, but who knows? To me, I consider that getting money, but some people might consider that as a sellout ordeal. But anyway, they had some people on there selling their business, trying to get their business out there, and what they had were these ill-ass sunglasses, but they were made out of wood. They were like these retro feel sunglasses, but they were made out of wood. They were real dope. And they've already got their business established. They've been doing their thing, and they're just trying to expand and get some more money. So sorry, my wife is texting me. But so basically, they're asking for this investment deal, trying to get additional money for everything. And what happens is Damon John, fashion guru considered, he says, you know what? I like the brand. I like what you guys are doing. But you guys are too cool. You guys have this hip cool syndrome to the point where you guys don't listen. You guys are frustrated. You guys are so caught up in being so hip and cool and don't want to conform. I can't work with those type of people because I'm into it trying to make money. I understand what you're trying to do, but artists go broke. Artists don't make money. Artists are particularly broke because of, you know what I mean, their views on things and how they are so caught up on the integrity of their business and being an artist, being, you know, so caught up in the craftiness of everything, like I mentioned earlier, you potentially miss out on those good type of opportunities because you don't want to quote unquote sell out. And he said, I'm backing out of this deal because I don't want any part of that. Now, if you wanted to invest yourselves into Target or Walmart or something like that, then maybe we would talk. Then he goes, I'm out, meaning he doesn't want to be part of this deal. And that rung bells to me because I'm like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, there are a lot of artists, and I'm guilty of it, having Soulsimplicity, seeing it grow from the ground up until now, and, you know, people really digging it. I felt the same way because I'm like, yo, this is my baby, and I don't want to conform to mainstream societies and all that other good stuff, but where does it come to a point where you can't be true to who yourself and still be accepted by the mainstream, commercial extremes or whatever? And it just had me thinking like, damn, I don't want to continue to think like that, but when is it going to become a level of where, you can appreciate the fruits of your labor and get paid? Like, let's be real. I've been doing this for a long time, and I love what I do. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this since a teenager, but at the same time, I mean, I don't want to sell out, but I don't want to, I want to be able to expand. And it's not just about what it is for me. It's not just about the substance and people not getting it. I want people to get it. I want to be able to do what I do and have commercial success and people accept it for what it is and maintain that. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of artists, I think a lot of people have been able to do that. And I want to be one of the ones that's been able to do that. Again, I love the craftiness, I love substance, but I also like when someone can be who they are, true to who they are, their artistry, and still get that same commercial success without actually doing things to make themselves sell out. Jay-Z has been who he has been since he came out. You know what I mean? He talks about the same stuff. Talks about coming out of the project, selling drugs and so forth. Even when he began to get, big and so forth, he still talked about those things. However, he was still true to who he was. Like his beats, even though he was talking about the streets and so forth, he was able to gain commercial success because he used, mainstream commercial things around it, but his message and what he was about was still kind of the streets or whatever. Another example I would like to mention is the Black Eyed Peas. Black Eyed Peas is a group. There's two parts to this now. The Black Eyed Peas is a group that started out they were a very eclectic hip-hop underground group. This was before Fergie, before they even added Fergie. You know what I'm saying? That's the joint, that's the jam. That's the joint, that's the jam. Something, something, something. I forgot the words or whatever, but they came out in the late 90s, as the Black Eyed Peas was, the three of them. It was dope. I used to actually like that song. I was actually considered buying their first album. 2 albums later, Let's Get It Started with Fergie and, they changed their whole style. It was weird because it was like they came out one way, but they did it to earn commercial success and to get out of that box of what they were when they first came out. People had mixed emotions about it. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I don't know. Like, they came out one way. They got this white chick in their group now that's singing pop music. But they was this group when they first came out. And it was just kind of weird to me. Flip side of that, though. will.i.am was actually one of my favorite producers of all times because he's slept on. I think he's truly slept on because he does not just do pop music. A lot of people that listen to will.i.am as he is now, will.i.am actually actually used to produce for Eazy-E back in the day. And he went to school to perfect his skill, his craft. He went back and, pursued his craft, and he got really ill, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't realize he's produced stuff for Mary J. Blige. He's produced stuff for Talib Kweli, who's considered another underground artist. You know what I'm saying? So he really knows his craft. And I have a lot of respect for him. Again, I'm very in the middle when it becomes between the two, underground and commercial success, because he is somebody that actually knows the craft. He actually knows music. He studies music. And he knows the industry to the point where he can make a hit. You know what I'm saying? But some people would consider him a sellout because he came from this, eclectic, soulful type of underground group, the Black Eyed Peas, to this pop sensation, where is the love, let's get it started type of group. But if you know the root of it all, you'll be like, damn, you will really have an appreciation for what he does. And I guess that's what I'm just trying to get people to understand, See, people don't see things, don't see it that way. People are like, if it ain't this way, then it can't transition to be that way. And we have to learn how to train ourselves to not, especially in the black community, to not think on the level of that. We need to learn how to be able to uplift each other and respect what each other is doing versus being able to dog each other out and saying that we selling out. Because at the end of the day, we represent our culture. We represent who we are as a people. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, he might have sold out, but he's selling millions of records, And that's how we have we have to look at things, Jay-Z, another example, like I was mentioning earlier, came from Marcy Projects. Now he's one of the owners co-owner of the Nets. And, is that an event of selling out, or is that, him just bettering himself and making smart business moves or whatever? It's however anybody wants to define selling out. I just know for me, if I decide to do something different with Soulsimplicity, to where it would be because not only is it the love for what I do, but it's to get it out to the masses and have people appreciate the craftiness and the substance of it all. Not to so much make money, because yes, let's be real, let's keep it 100. That's part of it. Everybody wants to get paid for their efforts. Everybody wants to prosper off of their efforts and being true to who they are. However, in this game, you have to learn how to be able to adjust in certain things and be able to be willing to do this versus be willing to do that. Hey, if I got a chance to do a McDonald's commercial, I would do it. But I would like some hands in how it would get done, and how I want the company to come across doing a McDonald's commercial. I have no problems doing a Coolers Light commercial. One thing I won't do, and just being 100, I wouldn't do anything that I feel like that would make the brand look bad, or put the brand in a light or a way to where it looks negative, or it shows us one way versus being, showing exactly what we represent and so forth, I don't feel I'm a person that's ever going to sell out, and I hope to never sell out. But, if you guys ever feel like that, just remember, and I'm documenting this now, I'm being true to who I am and what I represent. And if I ever do anything that's out of the box, typically from what I'm trying to do, or typically from what I normally do, step out of my norm, it's all progression, man. That's all it is. I'm just trying to progress and reach the masses as far as what Soulsimplicity really is. Growth, prosperity, wealth, simple life. You know what I mean? So that's my thoughts on that. Again, I'd love to hear from you guys. Don't forget to follow us, www.soulsimplicity.com. Check out the blog, new clothing, all that good stuff. Twitter /Soulsimplicity, Twitter /SS Lotus Blossom. Hit us up. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Follow me on Instagram, Soulsimplicity. You know what I mean? I'm out. Have a good night. Peace out.